close till I get up. Time is barely on.
Welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit. Once again, we're on the balcony here at Knockhill, and look at this weather. It's absolutely gorgeous. And speaking of gorgeous, I'm joined by Niall Mackenzie, good friend and absolutely hero of mine as well. And Neil, you're here today because we've got a Niall Mackenzie Superbike School happening, and look at the weather. It's beautiful, and there's also a couple of special guest instructors. Can you run us through who you've got?
Yeah, heavenly weather, 20 degrees all day long in it. I mean, I just don't want to go home tonight, unfortunately I do, but this is just heaven. We've got 50 guys on track today at capacity, as most of them are. My normal partners in crime, John McGuinness and Dennis Hobbs. Unfortunately, John's at the Classic TT and Dennis can't make it, so we've got a trio of Mackenzies. We've got Taylor and Taz, who are now very competent instructors. Taylor works all over the place, instructing in the UK and overseas, and so does Taz. So we've got both them here. They're both leading British Championships at the moment, so they're competent riders, and they understand what the Knockhill Niall Mackenzie Superbike School track day guys want. So we're having a great time.
Great stuff. Let's talk superbikes, because you're here at Knockhill today. Back down south, then Cadwell Park is on the cards. It's looking good for Taylor, you know, fingers crossed. We don't want to jinx him, we won't mention anything like that, but what are the boys thinking just now? Because obviously you've got a great insight into what their minds is at, and you know, what's Taylor thinking, and Taz. Obviously Taz is leading the championship, and so is Taylor, but we didn't expect Taz to be leading in his, you know, in his first year.
That's right. We've always got a plan, and we always plan small goals, small steps, and we're not thinking about the championships. Each week we think about the task in hand, so that might be free practice, getting good qualifying position, and then seeing what gets thrown at them in the race, and that's how we deal with it. It's all about the task in hand. If they get that job done, then it leads to results, and then it leads to points, and hopefully championships. That would be great. It'd be amazing for them, any of them, to win a championship, but at the moment we're just going to keep plugging away. They're both at front, just try and keep bringing the bikes home and getting results, and then the rest will happen on its own.
The British Superbikes herself, the MC British Superbikes, shaky. That Ducati, we spoke at the beginning of the year, you know, how good is this Ducati? We weren't too sure, but wow, the PBM team, BYZ guys, have really had a vein of form, haven't they?
They really have. They've had a big job on. They've got a brand new bike. They've got good support from Ducati in Bologna, and Paul Bird always puts the best staff and a good budget together to get the job done. And Shaky is a class act, 4 times a British Superbike champion. So it's probably not unexpected, but they had a big job on. And the bike at the beginning of the year was a little bit fickle. It wasn't quite there, but it's been quite dominant in the last few rounds. However, we're going to another unusual track, Cadwell Park, and then we've got Alton, Donington, so there's still got work to be done, and Leon Haslam is all eyes on that championship as well, so he's going to push Shaky. Certainly far from being over, but the championship's an amazing place, so competitive, so many bikes, so many riders that can get into the showdown and then go on to that championship, but the next couple of rounds are going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to start getting very interesting, the British Superbike Championship, that's for sure. We've got to talk about John McPhee. He done us proud at the weekend. It was amazing to watch the Czech Grand Prix from Bruno. Big lump in the throat, you know, I think we were all biting our fingernails towards the end of it, especially when he tried to do the vault over the handlebars with 3 laps from the end, but he assures me that he had it under control. You know, but you've raced the Grand Prix yourself, you know how hard and how difficult and how cutthroat that paddock can be. You know, how proud are you as a Scotsman of John McPhee?
It's amazing. If anyone's been to Ingleson, to the Scottish Bike Show at Ingleson the last few years, we've had John on the Knockhill stand stage, and I've said this guy is he's one of the best riders in the world. He's on a competitive bike. He's got potential to be on the podium, and to win one is amazing. John, he's such a humble, nice guy. He's always the same when you meet him, whether he's having a bad day or a really good day, and even after he won the ultimate thing, a Grand Prix, he's a Grand Prix winner, he was still the same John McPhee, and that's what I really like about him. Him and his family have put so much into trying to achieve that. Coming from Oban, it is a nightmare when you live in the back of beyond, and he's been helped by a lot of people, RSF in particular, but he's deserved it, and he's brought home the bacon in a great way, and made us all proud. So yeah, well done, John, and let's hope we can grab it.
Well, John, you have won your first Grand Prix race. How does it feel? And you know, especially considering that big moment with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, you know, I can't even explain it. You know, it's the best feeling in the world. It's It's so strange. I was stood in my hotel room last night, went for a shower, and I could visualise me stood on the podium. And I know it sounds weird, but I had a good feeling about today, and absolutely delighted, really happy.
Thank you very much, John. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's hope we get more John McPhee victories, and we've got to talk about Cal Crutchlow as well. Quickly, I mean, Cal Crutchlow, the first man to win a Premier Class Grand Prix since the late great Barry Sheen in 1981. So Cal Crutchlow, it was great. And the same day, John McPhee and Cal Crutchlow, break their Grand Prix duct.
Yeah, in similar ways as well. Not that many years ago, Cal Crutchlow was here in the back of the scrappiest caravan with his dad deck driving it. There's him and Cal in this van riding in stock 600 championship, then the R6 Cup, and Guy had nothing, but he made it happen, got to the very top, and won a Moto GP the weekend. So how good is that? These guys weren't born with silver spoons in their mouths, they've had to work for it, and Cal Crutchlow has given it everything through injury, crashes, whatever. Unusual circumstances at the weekend, but hey, you take these wins however they come, and he was the best rider with the best team and the best setup on the day, and got the job done for the Brits.
Yeah, credit to Cal Crutchlow and the LCR Honda team. Let's talk about the last Knockhill round that we've got, the final KMSC meeting of the year, the 3rd and 4th of September, which incorporates the Jock Taylor Trophy Memorial Race with the Steve Webster Trophy, quite a big trophy in the world of sidecars. Did you ever meet Jock Taylor yourself?
I was very lucky. As a teenager, I went to Isle of Man in 1979. Jock Taylor was there, and I was introduced to him just as a young kid, as a fan, shook his hand, and obviously knew he was Scottish and what he did, and he was an amazing part of his career then. Massive shock when he got killed in 1982, and it was a great loss because he was a good guy. He promoted the sport really well. He was, at that time, sidecars in the paddock was as big as 500 GPs. He was best mates with Kenny Roberts, Sheeny, all of these guys. He was one of the boys, and a great flag waver for Scotland. So yeah, lucky enough to meet him, never been on a racetrack with him, but have been in a sidecar with Steve Webster, who also plays an important part in sidecars, both then and now, and these guys are heroes. I've done a few laps at Knockhill, and I've done a few laps at Donington, and it's amazing. But when you look at Grand Prix at the TT, the drivers are one thing, the sidecar passengers are equally, if not more, impressive. But special guys, and great to celebrate that with the Jock Taylor meeting at KMSC meeting.
We're looking forward to the last meeting, obviously. If you look at the hill now, there's always a joke with the sheep on the hill. If they're up, we can't even see the sheep, they're that far up the hill today. He's looking out for the sheep, he's getting a little bit excited. But the championship, it's been a very good year for the Knockhill Motorsport Club. We're looking forward to maybe seeing you up for the final dinner, the awards, and start the year again.
Never been missed. It's never been missed. KMSC plays a big part in my heart. It's great to see we've got some youngsters. We've had record entries this year. I managed up to the second meeting, which was also part of the revival meeting here at Knockhill. And it's great. We go in reverse direction, we go the right way round, and we've got it's taken a few years, but we've got an amazing family, happy atmosphere. Everyone works together, so I can't get here for every meeting, but I'm obviously watching what's happening on social media and speaking to the guys over the weekend, and yeah, we've had an amazing time and built the club into something quite special. So let's hope that we'll get a cracker for the last meeting of the year.
Till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on